All right, friends, thanks for joining us again. Yesterday we read this chapter on the secret garden, right? Turn and talk to a partner about the main events that you remember. So I want you two to join together, you two to join together, and you two. Discuss the big events that happened in the text. Go ahead.
She heard.
Who's she?
Mary found the ghost in the secret garden, and she found out that he was a ghost.
Do you agree or disagree? Because
Some in the garden.
what do you think?
Yeah, I
What did you guys talk about? What were the big events? Keep going. There's more than one event, y'all.
And
Mary found Colin and
She found him and he was crying because he was locked up.
Okay, what comes next?
She saw a shadow
I agree with the game.
across his face.
That's
What's the boy's name?
Colin tells her about secret garden.
Okay, so let's talk about it. We have a couple of things going on here. Let's start with the biggest event, the first big event that happens in this text. So everyone's eyes should be in the text. What's our first big event? Start us off, Daniel.
Mary meets her Uncle Craven's son Colin.
Tell them. What do you guys think? Agree or disagree? Yeah? What's the next big event then, Sarai?
And that's big event.
Be listening because you're going to add on.
He was crying. And
Who's he?
Colin was crying. Mary asked him why. He said because he was locked up and no one could talk about it.
Okay. Add on, Jessica. I'm going to stop us for a second. You jumped ahead. You said he's locked up and no one can see him, right? But our first big event here is that Mary heard Colin crying, right? So then she was able to meet him. But there's something about Colin and Mary, and you had come to that understanding, Giselle. What's going on? Mary and Colin think something about each other. Go back into the text. You should be looking at the top of that second column on the first page where it says Mary. Mary. What's our next big event? Hold it in your brain when you got it. Jade, what do you think? What is our next big event? And you guys should be listening to see if you agree or disagree. Tell them.
Mary wondered thinking that she could asleep because she had many dreams that seemed real.
What else, though? I mean, that's a good start. Aiden, keep going with that.
The boy thought the same thing.
The boys thought what?
Colin thought that he was having a dream too.
Yeah. Okay. There's something else there. Something big, Giselle, and you had mentioned it.
Mary thought Colin was a ghost.
Mary thought Colin was a ghost, right? Is Colin a ghost, though?
No.
No. And a couple of us got a little mixed up on that. That's okay. That's why we go back and talk about it, right? So Mary thinks Colin's a ghost. What happens next? Turn the page over. What happens next? They don't know each other yet. Back to you in just a second. Giselle, what happens next?
Colin touched Mary and see if she was real.
Agree or disagree? Is that what happened next? What do you think, Jessica? Nice and loud.
Mary
Saraya's listening, thank you.
was surprised because Colin said his birthday, and Mary said that that's.
Yeah, they found something out about each other. What did they find out? They're cousins, right? Because Uncle Craven is actually Colin's dad, and that's who she's staying with, right? Now what happened next? Our next big event. And this is what Giselle was getting towards. Go to Aiden. What happens next?
Mary,
You thinking if you agree?
her Colin's crying, and so she wants to go find out what it is.
Ooh, I disagree. We've already talked about that.
Oh.
Should
Mary
look at
gave Colin a piece of woolen paper.
Why did she do that? Daniel, why did she do that? Why did she give a piece of paper, a woolen wrapper, to Colin? We're looking at the text. Nicely done.
They can be warm.
Is it so it could be warm? Find me in the text where it says that. Read that whole sentence.
From that and see else they can warm.
Keep going.
I will pitch you little if you like to show how low I am.
What do you think? What happened? I gotta give me something. What do you think, Jade?
They both because
Ooh, say that again and see if you guys agree with that. Nice and loud.
they're both thinking that they're asleep because they even asked him if he wanted to see it because she was real.
Yeah, tell me what she just said, Aiden. Tell me what Jade just said. Jade said.
Jade said that
You can ask her.
I think
Tell
that
What should we look at?
I think that Colin and Mary are both they both think that they're dreaming because Mary asked Colin if he wanted her to pitch him to see how great he was.
what did Jade say? He said, Colin can pinch Mary to see how real she is.
Right, because they both were thinking that each other were ghosts, right? What's our next big event? Let's keep going. Learn something. Thanks, all right. What's our next big event?
The next event is he told
Who's he?
Colin told Mary that he was ill and sick.
Ooh, what does ill mean?
Sick.
Sick, right? You use that glossary word. Nice job. Okay, so he was ill and sick, and what else? So we're learning a lot about Colin here.
And having to lay down. His father won't let people talk me over either. The servants are not.
Don't read it to me. Keep talking to me about it.
The servants are not allowed to talk about him
Why?
because he.
Hold on one second. You've done a great job. Let's see who can build off of that. Tell me, Giselle.
Because
Full sentence. They're not allowed to talk about it?
they're not allowed to talk about him because it reminds Colin's dad about his mother.
Great. There's something else that we learned too at the very, very end. It was a quick little snippet. Jessica, what do you think? She's looking in the text. Oh, I see a couple friends have it. They're holding in their minds. But there's a lot of he's and she's in there. So who are we talking about? Tell me exact names, just so I know I'm clear. You guys could be asking her those questions too, like who's he, who's she? Who's her father? Do you disagree? Can you explain to her how you know that?
Mr. Craven hates the garden because ever since her mom died, as soon as Colin was born, it reminded him of her Colin's mother.
So what do you think, Jessica? Do you want to change your answer, or do you want to debate and say, I really think it's Mary's mom, her father? You agree with Daniel? Yeah, if we look back in the text, let's come back here to the second from last paragraph here. My mother died when I was born, and it makes him wretched to look at me. He thinks I don't know, but I've heard people talking. He almost hates me. He hates the garden because she died, said Mary, half speaking to herself. What garden? The boy asked. We learned something at the end. What did we learn? Sarai, go ahead. You don't have to raise your hand here.
He don't know about the
Who's
garden. Colin don't know.
Doesn't
know about the garden.
Doesn't know about the garden, but Mary does, right? Okay, so we worked through our main events here, okay? And I looked at your responses from yesterday, and I took a couple of notes for you guys. But what I noticed, remember, our focus question was asking us to show how our two characters were different, right? Here, I show you. How Mary and Colin were different. And if we're thinking about different, our skill then, right? That's what we've been working on. So we just did our first step. What are the big events in the text? And one good thing that you guys worked really hard on is to go back into the text. So nice job on that. The next thing we need to do is to talk about character traits. And when I was reading your responses, our character traits were focused around what he looks like, right? So he had light eyes, he was sick. When we talk about character traits, we talk about what that person is like on the inside based off of what they say, think, or do. So this is my beautiful picture. I worked really hard on it. You tell me I'm a beautiful artist, right? Yep, thank you. I'll take it. Okay, so if you look here, this is me, right? On the outside, you can see I've got brown curly hair. It's up in a ponytail today, or a bun. Right? I have brown eyes, got long eyelashes. Wearing a dress. I put red on here because I didn't have blue in all the colors, right? I'm tall. You can tell that just by looking at me. But you can't tell what's on the inside.
The way you feel.
About how I feel, what I say, what I think, and what I do. So I'm going to give you an example, okay? Now, it's hard in real life, right, to figure out what I'm like on the inside because I'm talking to you, right? But my thoughts, I go home and I write in a journal every day. When I go home and I write in a journal, I talk about how I want to help animals, how I want to give my time back to a cat shelter that I know of downtown, right? So that's what I'm thinking. What I say is, I love kitties. I say it all the time. It's kind of like the owls in here, right? I love kitties. It's my favorite thing. And what do? I make sure that I take care of any animals that come to my house. Not in the field. I'm putting food out there because I'm crazy, right? That's what Mr. Jess. So what can you tell about who I am on the inside based off of what I say, think, or do? Think for a second. Turn and tell your shoulder partner, what can you tell about me on the inside? And listen to either agree, disagree, or add on to. Okay, what do you guys think?
That she cares.
What can you tell about me? Who am I on the inside? What do you think, Sarah? Or other people?
She's the cat person also has.
I'm like an animal helper, animal lover. I'll take it. Okay, talk to me. What am I like on the inside? I mean, yes, I'm tall and beautiful. Carrot. Great. Give me another one.
Like you love to help animals.
Animal helper. Animal lover, right? Kitty lover, I'll take even that too, right?
Yes.
That's who I am on the inside. That's what we have to do when we go back into the text. Okay? So who are we doing this for?
Colin and Mary.
Colin and Mary. Who are we gonna, let's decide who character 1 and character 2 is. Let's make Mary our character 1. So that makes our character 2 Colin. So what is our next job if we're looking at character contrast?
Find what for thinking, find their feelings.
Tell me more. Not just their feelings.
What does
What do they say, think, and do?
What do they say, think, or do? Say with me. What do they
say, think, or do?
Okay, so that's our job. We're going to do this one together. We're going to do Mary together. So the first thing we need to do is look for what she actually says. So let's go back into the text and let's look. And as we're reading, here's how I do it. Okay, the first part is really setting the scene. I'm kind of just skimming over the text right now. Mary wondered if she was in a real place. Boy had a sharp kid talking about him. Now I'm over here on the next column, so you should follow along with me. Mary stood near the door with a candle holding her breath. And then, who are you, he said. Are you a ghost? Ooh, here's something about Mary. Here's what she says. She said,
No, I'm not.
no, I am not, Mary answered, her own whisper sounding half frightened. Ooh, what did Mary say here? What should I write?
No, I'm not.
No.
But there's something that goes with it, though, to tell me how she's saying it.
No.
She's frightened.
Her
frightened.
Yes. So what did she say? No, I am not.
Whispering, frightened.
Frightened.
So whispered. And if someone's whispering frighteningly, what does that sound like?
Scared.
Yeah. Pretend you're Mary. How is she going to say, no, I'm not? She'll be like, no, I'm not a ghost.
No.
What is she going to say? Too much attitude, right? That's what I know. What else? How is she going to say that? Right? This is how I sound when I'm in a haunted house. It's terrifying, right? I don't want to talk too loud. Okay? Tell me something else. Let's keep going. Stared and stared and stared. Mary could not kiss. She's not talking. Turn the page. Find the next time that Mary talks.
He says, I am calling. Right?
I am Mary.
Mary says that?
I am.
Mary says, I am calling Craven.
I'm Mary Lennox.
Good fix. I am Mary Lennox. Is that really going to tell me who she is on the inside?
No.
I didn't think so either, so I didn't mark this one down either. Give me the next one. Go ahead. Tell me, Daniel.
When
Where are you so we can follow?
he is my your father, yes, Mary.
Your father, gasped Mary. No one ever told me he had a boy. Why didn't they? What does that tell us about who she is, right? Do you think that's going to tell me more about who she is on the inside? Oh, it's a good thought. What do you guys think? Can that tell me who she is on the inside? I don't know. I don't think so, but we can put it down if you really think. No, I didn't think so either. So let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. Come here, he said. She came closer. He said, you are real, aren't you? What did Mary say? Talked about this, huh? What did she say?
You're real, aren't you? She wanted to know if he was a ghost.
Yeah, you're real, aren't you? What else did she say?
I have such real dreams often.
Say that again.
I have such real
Yes,
dreams
Colin
often.
said that.
Oh, you are real, aren't you? Good. So you could tell your friend, our friend Daniel, I disagree. I think Colin said it. Go ahead and tell him.
I disagree. I think Colin said it.
And how did you know Colin said it?
Because it says he said.
Boom. Okay, let's keep going. What's our next quote, Jade? From Mary. Rub that and see how thick and warm it is, she said. Keep going with that. Keep reading that, Saray.
I will pinch you a little if like to show how real I am.
I will pinch you a little. Are we starting to think about who Mary is on the inside? Let's go back to, what are some of her actions? What does she do? Go back to the beginning of the text. What are some things that she does? What are her actions? Trying to tell a partner.
She goes and sees where the fries are
In
coming
her
from.
hand.
So she goes and looks.
Yes.
To see where it's coming
I
from.
agree.
What else? There's more than one.
Then she crept across.
Okay, what kind of actions do we know about Mary? What do we think, Jessica? Give me an action that Mary does. She was holding her breath. But what else did she do? You had something interesting to say, Jade. What did you say?
She went to see who was crying.
Tell me more about that. Think about it. She went to go see who was talking. Hold on, we'll get there. Tell me more about the scene then, because she wants to go see who's crying. There's something about the scene that might tell us a little bit more. Where is she? Is she in her room? Check it out.
No.
She's in the garden.
Is she in the garden? Check it out.
No, she's in this big room.
She's in this big room. Tell me more.
Then Mary stood by the door near the
Don't read it to me.
Then she crept across the room, and as she drew near, the light attracted the boy's attention,
Okay, tell me more.
and he turned his head on.
Notice how she's walking with a candle, right? So what does that tell you about the room?
It's
Very dark, right? Let's read that first paragraph together. It was a big room with ancient, handsome furniture in it. Ancient. What does ancient mean? Old. Old.
Old
Old
or something.
or something. It's also dark, right?
Okay.
There was a low fire glowing faintly on the hearth. A low fire. So again, it's telling us
Dark.
fire, and it's dark, right? So what can we tell about Mary? We found a couple of things. What she says, what she did. We can go back and look for thoughts, right? She thought Colin was a ghost, right? So tell me, what can we do? What can we say that would describe who Mary is on the inside? And there can be more than one. Scared of the dark, curious. Why do you say curious?
because she's wondering who's crying.
I say curious because
I said curious because she's wondering who's crying.
if it's dark and scary and you're curious to see who's crying,
Brave.
that can tell you something else. Why do you say brave?
Because
Tell your friends.
you could just tell Mary would be brave enough to go in a room where it's dark with lighted fire, and she wants to go see a person that's crying and she doesn't know who it is.
Yeah, it's dark, it's scary. She is brave. She's a lot braver than I would be, right? There's something else that I wrote down. If you go to the back side, on this last column here, Mary asks why multiple times. She goes, why?
Questionable.
Why? 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 Questionable, not exactly, we'll talk about that word in just a second, but she is very inquisitive is the word you're looking for. Inquisitive. Inquisitive means
You ask a lot of
questions, right? Okay? So we could say that she's curious, she's brave. There's another thing we talked about. I will pinch you a little. What does that tell you about her? She says, I'll pinch you. What do you think, Jessica? If someone says, Rub that and see how thick and warm it is, she said. I will pinch you a little if you'd like to show you how real I am. For a minute, I thought you might be a dream too. What do you think that shows us? Daniel's back in the text. Nice job. How about Jessica? Jessica, listen for it, okay? Go ahead. Aiden.
Caring
Why do you say she's caring?
because she gave. So
What do you think, Jessica? Agree or disagree? Does. But somebody's gonna pinch you though. Like, I'll pinch you. If you want me to. Do you want to be pinched? I want to be pinched. Right? So here's what I was thinking, because she's a little bit, she's like, well, I'll do this, and I'm going to do over here and talk to you about this, and I figure stuff out. I was thinking she might be a little bit sassy. She's a little bit, you know, I'll pinch you if you like, right? So she's a little bit sassy. And that's okay. If you didn't come to that, that's okay. That was my interpretation. So your job today, you are going to go back to the text. I'm going to give you your papers in just a little bit. But I want you to find the character traits of Colin. Just like we started doing here. What does he say? What does he think? And what does he do? What does he say? What does he think? And what does he do? What does he say, think, or do? Remember to go back into your text. In order for us, eyes on you, and one more second. In order for us to contrast these two characters, we first need to know their character traits. We've already found the character traits for Mary. Now let's find them for Colin. That's your work today. If you get done with that, there's the focus question to try again. When we're contrasting, we're talking about character trait. Okay, grab a pencil. Go ahead and get started.